And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions and making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We've got a great lineup for you today. Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, one of our great contractor extraordinaire, going to be on the program. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, a.k.a. the Tin Man. Fred Muth, going to talk to you about Tampa Screens and Aluminum and some of the outdoor designs that they offer, as well as we've got the Chief Financial Officer from Gulfside Healthcare Services, Allison, MAUGHN, as well as Kathy Postiglione. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Chief Operating Officer and Senior VP at Gulfside, online at gulfside.org. And before we do, we'd like to feature one of our sponsors here for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Quick shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. If you want a safe and effective way to restore your body's crucial systems with vitamins and nutrients, and enabling your body to perform at optimal levels, reach out to Replenish IV Solutions. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, we like to feature our listings here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got a hot property listing in North Carolina, 530 Heaton Forest Road. Compliments of Bill DeVore up in North Carolina. This is a $10 million listing of ours. Gorgeous property, luxury listing, 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashiers, North Carolina. 8,000 square feet, 20-acre estate, magnificent country estate in the mountains of western North Carolina. This home features breakfast porch, patio, 4 fireplaces for cool mountain evenings, attached 2-car garage, 2-car carport, expansive stone driveway space, guest house that also has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a sitting room. Gorgeous property, estate-style property up in the beautiful mountains of western North Carolina. 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashiers, North Carolina. $10 million listing from the Keller Williams team up in North Carolina, working in conjunction with the Platinum MVP team. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, welcome in. Today we have 2 of the executives from Gulfside Healthcare Services, Kathy and Allison. Let's start with each of you giving a quick introduction and your role at Gulfside.
Hi there, Brandon, and everyone out there. My name is Kathy Postiglione. I'm the Chief Operating Officer, and I have the privilege of overseeing all of patient care services at Gulfside, which includes hospice, home health, and palliative care. I also oversee the things behind the scenes, which includes education, compliance, all the regulatory functions, and medical records.
And that's important, the regulatory functions. I imagine that's a lot of stuff because dealing with the government and dealing with, I guess Medicare and all those different places.
Absolutely. If you're not following the regulations, you're going to be out of business.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So very important position there as the Chief Operating Officer and Senior VP. And Allison, tell us a little bit more about your role over at Gulfside.
Hi, everyone out there. Allison, MAUGHN, Chief Financial Officer for Gulfside Healthcare Services. I have the privilege of working in hospice for over 25 years, but being here in Gulfside, I'm a Tampa Bay native as well, so Florida native. That's fun. So every time we're out there, we're talking to our neighbors regularly. But my responsibilities, as we all know, thinking about the future, focusing on our company, and as we've already said, we're governmentally funded with both Medicare and Medicaid as some primary type of payer for us. But I also have oversight over our thrift shops, which we have in 5 locations in Pasco County. And that's what I call frugal fundraising on behalf of helping a hospice patient every day.
Frugal fundraising. I like that. Yeah, absolutely. People love that too, going in there and looking for bargains. And, sometimes people can find some stuff and maybe it's undervalued and they flip things. I know one of my friends has he has a specialty in knives. He finds knives sometimes for $0.25 and sells them for some kind of exponential number. But people love that stuff, so that's cool. So 5 thrift shops up in Pasco County.
We do.
That's awesome. And in Gulfside, you're based in Pasco County, recently expanded into Pinellas County with home health for an organization that covers so much area. You must have a big team. What does the team at Gulfside look like?
We have social workers, chaplains. We also have, of course, the nurses. We have certified nursing assistants, physicians. We have nurse practitioners, quite a variety of staff members, administrative staff. Allison certainly has her folks in the office helping behind the scenes with our clerks and also financial staff. We have plenty of administrative staff as well. So we have quite a variety of people helping to make everything work to be able to provide all the services that we do.
Yeah, and then the nursing side, it seems like you keep hearing that throughout the different, news programs, et cetera. Are we short of nursing staff?
We're always looking for nurses.
Yeah.
That's always a challenge, but we continue to hire and recruit nurses and continually look for nurses. We have the most wonderful nurses. We are very privileged to have excellent nurses, but as we keep expanding our services, we continue to need more.
Yeah.
So we are continually looking for them, yes.
Yeah, and we've got an aging demographic, of course, in
Yes.
Florida.
Yes.
So that probably leads into it a lot.
And we treat our nurses very well. So we're very proud that we have an excellent retention rate with our nurses, and would love to bring more on board, though, as well.
Yeah, that's great. And, Gulfside recently named one of the largest employers in Pasco County by the Tampa Bay Business Journal. And what's that number? What's the magic number there we said?
I said 407, and
Yeah.
I know that's really specific, Brandon, because as Kathy said, and we're in the retail market too, as we've already mentioned, so such a wide span of employee types, and I think we do a good job trying to stay competitive in our salaries as well. I'm one to always talk about the money part of things, but benefits, salary, having a good time off policy, thinking about that health and welfare and balancing for our employees. Right now, it's been just so stressful coming out of the pandemic like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. If you just joined us, we're talking with Gulfside Healthcare Services here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host. We've got Allison MAUGHN in studio, Chief Financial Officer, as well as Kathy Postiglione as well. She is the Chief Operating Officer, Gulfside.org, online at Gulfside.org. And by the way, we have three main channels. You got hospice, you got home health care and palliative care. So at some point here, we'll kind of define each one of those. But yeah, next topic to talk about was, the employee retention. I think that's such a big thing for, big organizations. And then, it's so tough to compete as well with the government when the government was paying people, when we went through the virus, paying people to stay home, incentivizing people. I mean, it really hurt the small business owners. And, I guess you guys are kind of a medium-sized to large-size company. But talk about that employee retention.
Well, we did very well, actually, during the pandemic. We were extremely proud of our team. We prepared, even prior to the pandemic, making sure we had the resources to be able to serve our patients. So we actually did not have any interruption in our services, made sure that we were able to protect all of our staff members. So we did not lose staff during the pandemic, even with the requirements for vaccinations and that.
Wow.
We did really, really well with waivers and things of that nature, treated our staff very, very well. So we were very, very proud of our team and our company's approach to being respectful of our staff with waivers and things of that nature.
That's great.
Yes, we did really, really well with that.
Seems like a lot better than the airline industry that I keep hearing more and more
exactly.
about. Pilots saying, hey, I'm just going to retire early if you force me to get a jab, or, those types of scenarios.
We handled it with sensitivity and a great deal of respect.
Good.
And really showed our staff that we were very much in line with respecting their wishes and not doing something of just cutting staff and
Right.
being foolish that way. So,
Well, good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a terrific job with
That's
that.
great.
So we have done really well in that area.
Yeah, that's super awesome. What kind of employee benefits and appreciation program does Gulfside offer to support such program as a large team and to reduce turnover?
Well, from a healthcare benefit standpoint, we offer a full package.
Okay.
And so I consider our contribution to that at well over $12,000 per employee, just in that benefit package alone.
Wow.
But, we had an exciting opportunity. One of our values is honoring our staff.
Yeah.
And so we formed an employee appreciation committee last year. Kathy, gosh, We had an employee carnival, which went off really well.
Cool.
And people could bring out their families and spend time just having fun and have prizes. I was at the prize table myself handing those out. So it was just moments like that, I think, make a difference, even though we've developed a hybrid type of schedule. I mean, we have remote staff clinically, but on the administrative non-clinical side, we've developed that hybrid moment so that you can be in office some and remote some, so that we continue to try to engage with the employee, but at the same time honor that other side where we may need a remote moment or be able to work even when we might be asymptomatic under the COVID protocols.
So kind of almost like a telemedicine type scenario?
Well,
some of it we did do telemedicine, but also set up our staff members to have offices in the home as well as in the office, so that they did not have to worry about commuting to work, but being able to do all their functions at home as well, not having to worry about driving in to the location. Worked out very, very well.
Yeah, and some of the things I imagine, I've used telemedicine before, and it's pretty great. I mean, you can say, hey, I've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here's my symptoms. Okay, sounds like you need this, that, and the other thing. And then, they call it in and you get it done. So it sounds like a good option, especially, when you can actually video in a lot of cases and see. So, yeah, this is awesome.
Yes, we had, that was another area where Gulfside was ahead of the game. We already were using a lot of the remote function prior to the pandemic. So we had a lot of the functions in place, even with technology. Yeah. That when we did have to go pretty much full remote, we were ready to roll.
That's awesome.
In palliative care in particular, I think that they utilize a lot of telehealth and those types of visits, because our clinics weren't operational.
That's right.
So we shifted from seeing people in person to seeing them where applicable via telemedicine. So it worked out really well.
We did.
Awesome.
And then other areas with the awards and that, we were able to have staff and leaders nominate the staff for different awards for showing exemplary care with patients, or just going above and beyond and allowing them to be recognized and being able to get prizes and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. Love to hear it. Let's take a quick break there. When we come back, more from Gulfside Healthcare Services here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I want to ask Allison and Kathy a little bit more about their involvement in the community and how Gulfside supports the community, and also providing jobs right here for people in the Tampa Bay area as well on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, our feel-good story of the day. Christmas arrives early for some Tampa Bay area children. We'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, everybody. It's the Captain, Matt Bruce, and you're listening to my buddy Brandon Rhymes, a consumer quarterback. Sell, Brandon, sell.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. Any of our listeners out there, we'll offer you a 2% listing for the first 3 callers that reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. Also, a great opportunity for folks out there looking for a part-time gig, maybe a side hustle, is Keller Williams Real Estate School, powered by Kaplan. Reach out if you'd like more information on how we have a free real estate school for you, online class, get licensed, and start referring business in, or maybe make a new career. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com for our syndicated radio and TV show on 80 outlets worldwide, consumerqb.com, or our real estate website at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. And please follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Getter, and check out our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. Make it a great day. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We are powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, and we like to feature our real estate listings live on air and help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. We've got a new property listing here at Woodley Drive. This is 1009 Woodley Drive, beautiful property here in Tampa Bay, and it's a great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Pinellas County. 1,380 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Only miles, just a few miles from Clearwater Beach. Updated chef's kitchen, granite countertops, oversized lanai, beautiful flooring as well, double oven, cathedral ceiling in the garage, new AC, big backyard, perfect for a pool, and close to sugar sand beaches and retail shopping right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great opportunity to own real estate. 1009 Woodley Road in Clearwater, Florida. We also have a property at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive. This is one's in Tampa. $1 million listing from our team. Beautiful property, executive style home, 5,200 square feet, 5 bathrooms. You got a gorgeous estate style home at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. The estates at White Trout Lake, Carrollwood area, spiral staircase and an elevator up to the second floor, large master suite, granite countertops, new appliances, pool, heated spa, large fenced in corner lot in a gated community. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find a one you can't live.
And you can also buy dirt. We got a lot of vacant land listings here from the Platinum MVP team. All right, we're talking with Gulfside in the house, Gulfside Healthcare Services here. We've got the Chief Financial Officer, Allison MAUGHN, in studio, as well as Chief Operating Officer, Kathy Passtiglione, Senior VP, Gulfside. She's the COO. And we were kind of talking about community involvement. And, you know, when you think about community involvement, Tampa Bay just seems to be such a great community for nonprofits and, you know, a lot of stuff going on, of course, with the sports teams. But talk to us a little bit more about Gulfside's mission to support the community in so many ways. And, you know, how does Gulfside support the community?
Well, we do a lot of work with local vendors, and I know Allison can speak more about working with the thrift stores and that, but I can speak with patient care. We do a lot of work with caregiver support services. We recognized early on that not only do the patients need care, but the caregivers do. And a lot of times they're just finding out in a very short period of time that their loved one, if they're terminal on the hospice side, they're not going to be with them a long time.
Right.
And they're going through that crisis. So we work with the caregivers in finding out what do they need, perhaps locally, to have help in their home or whatever. And that's how we find resources to help them through that situation.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the toughest positions, right? I mean, that caregiver working that hospice situation, knowing that there's a limited time there.
Exactly. They may need support, you know, financially, finding out about programs that they can have to be able to support themselves after their loved one passes away. There's a lot of need that way. So
working with local vendors, 70 to 80% of the vendors are local.
Yes.
That's great.
We really look for that in particular.
Yeah, that's great. So, you know, giving back to the community, supporting the community. I love that.
Exactly.
That's great. And what type of vendors? Are you looking for any current vendors right now, maybe for our audience out there? Or?
We're always looking for attorneys to help them set up different accounts and support even financially estates, things of that nature. Sometimes it may be for maintenance for their home, different types of cleaning services, things of that nature, home care, or anything like that.
We maintain 12 properties, different locations on behalf of Gulfside. So we connect in just that type of maintenance, from painting the outside, the roofing, the AC, fencing. It runs the gambit
Everything.
when it comes to the facility maintenance and preventative maintenance. We have our team. We have a physical plant services team.
Yes.
But we rely on our local vendors.
How about thrift stores?
And right, I mean, the
Yep.
thrift stores utilize the opportunity to connect with the community. Over 225,000 people come through our thrift shop. So that's our moment to say, we're here, we're hospice, we're Gulfside,
Right.
and represent that as well. But we offer volunteer. We're supported. We only have 23 staff or so in those thrift shops, but the volunteers, they can dedicate time in every moment that they're in the shop. They're giving back to hospice.
That's right.
That's great. And now, can kids, I say kids, high school kids, can they get certain credits and things like that?
Yes, they
we
can.
work with a lot of bright, especially the bright scholars.
Yes.
We have in Lutz in particular, we have a team that goes to that location, and then we fill out all their paperwork and help them achieve that. We encourage that at any location. We love to have teens 15 or older and participate in the shop, and it's intergenerational, which is really nice as well, because we
Yes.
have the retirees, and then we have young teens in high school.
Yeah, that's great. If you just joined us, we're talking with Allison MAUGHN and Kathy Postiglione over at Gulfside Healthcare Services right here in Tampa Bay, local area nonprofit, gulfside.org. And so you got your three main product lines here, service lines rather: hospice, home health care, and then palliative care. And then you also offer a lot of extra services as well that support the community. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
It's really thrift stores.
Well, I mean, for us in particular, we have the thrift stores across the community,
Yep.
and then we cross into and work with other nonprofits like Sunrise, Domestic Abuse Council, the Kiwanis, the Lions Club. We collect glasses, we give away our cell phones, so we begin that connection. We go inside and do pop-up shops.
Okay.
So we work with the community from that perspective, and then on the clinical side, Kathy's already mentioned all of the programs that we offer.
Right. And
Yeah.
then we also do bereavement services, especially with schools. Like if there are children that have been exposed to a tragedy in their family, our bereavement team will go in and work with the school system in providing support for those children and maybe other school children as well.
That's great. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
very
awesome.
special.
You've got a great team over there. We've had Linda Ward on the program many
Yes.
times, and we've had an opportunity to have some of the chaplains come in as well.
That's right.
And that's a cool service. I think the chaplains, come into play, especially that end of life, that hospice type.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It adds, it adds that element, to the services that you offer. Do you want to break down each one, like hospice, home health care, and palliative care as well?
Sure. Hospice is primarily involved with patients that have a terminal illness. And when we're saying terminal, it's usually within a time frame of 6 months or less that's their life expectancy. Now, some patients will live a little longer, and some will, once they receive our services, they actually will graduate from the hospice program, meaning they have the right type of medication regimen that allows them to move off of hospice care.
Okay.
And they may move on to our palliative care program, which is a chronic condition. They may have pain that ends up being well controlled with medication, but could last a long time. So you could have a chronic condition that could be many years and you're on palliative care.
Yeah.
And then home health, you have a certain condition that requires skilled care where a nurse would come in, whether it's an infusion or if it's wound care that just lasts for a certain period of time.
Got it.
So those are the three different areas of care that we provide.
That's great. Yep, and then the thrift shops, you got that. You got opportunities for volunteers, folks and you're looking for local area vendors. It seems like different areas to help maintain the properties and come in and service the properties. So that's awesome.
And we've developed a nursing academy program from an education standpoint, and we have internships as well, just to
Perfect.
round us completely out. I mean, not to brag, Brandon, but
Hey, that's great.
it's a full component for us, and Kathy certainly.
Exactly.
Nursing academy, volunteer opportunities, internship opportunities, a lot of opportunity there at Gulfside. One of the largest employers in Pasco County, 407 employees. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate
Thank you,
Brandon.
Brandon, for having us.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you, everyone.
All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, we got Fred Mew, Tampa Screens and Aluminum here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, one of our expert contributors in the contractor category. Plus, Christmas arrives early for some Tampa Bay area children is our feel-good story of the day. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator. and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Got phoners today. We got phoners now.
I got them both there.
Fred Muth, how are you?
And Greg.
Greg,
I'm very good, Brandon. Hello, Greg. Hey, how's it going? Well, I'm probably not as busy as you, as hot as it is outside.
Yeah, it's been a crazy one this year.
Yeah, man, all them units are overworked, aren't they?
Yeah, we've been. We're probably up 50% over last year with our workload. It's been insane.
Yeah, how you doing with getting parts?
Struggling. Yeah, that's a little bit of a challenge with some stuff, but we're able to find it. It's just not our usual routine. We have had to switch brands and stuff like that for certain things.
Oh. Yeah, I get it. It's tough world we're in right now, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Greg, I just got off an interview with Gulfside Healthcare Services. They're actually one of Pasco County's largest employers. I didn't realize that, 407 employees. But they did mention that they're looking for all types of different local vendors, and they mentioned HVAC. So I'll put together like an email introduction. That way,
cool. Sounds
just in
good.
case, yeah, because they've got different thrift shops and different facilities that they're upkeeping. So,
okay, cool. Sounds good.
I'm gonna make a note of that here. To do that, where's my little notepad go? All right, so we're ready to rock and roll whenever.
Johnny. All right, everyone, please stand by.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. $2.1 billion in sales last year out of our 3 offices. We love to help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. We got a hot property here at 27641 Lincoln Place, Wesley Chapel. Beautiful Pasco County, 3.24 acre estate style home. Just a gorgeous property right here in Tampa Bay. You got 3,000 plus square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, pool home with a lanai, butler's bar, service area, screened in pool area, as well as an air conditioned 3-car garage. Saddlewood Estates at beautiful property up in Wesley Chapel. 27641 Lincoln Place. One of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 1605 South Georgia Avenue. This is a South Tampa property. We just reduced the price down to $775, and this is a hot property listing in Palmacia, Hyde Park area. Gorgeous property right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, 1605 South Georgia Avenue. Almost 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, move-in ready home in Hyde Park, and it's kind of on the line of that Palmacia area as well. Plant High School District, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, walking distance to Bayshore Boulevard. People love to do that walk, jog, bike activity down there by the overlooking the Bayshore Boulevard water. And, of course, South Howard Avenue Restaurant District. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got 2 of our best expert contributors on the line here. We are talking with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, as well as Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Fred, we'll start with you. Tampa Screens and Aluminum, longtime friends of the program, and you are a contractor extraordinaire here in Tampa Bay. What are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing everything that I want to see right now. It's still busy. It's still working out, even though the interest rates are high. I still see properties closing. I see people moving in from the Northeast coming down here. They got their extra $500,000 in their pocket. They want to buy something to add to the home, which would include what do you call that space again?
Beautiful screen room, that in-between space, right?
In-between space. I don't know why. The past couple of weeks, I just can't think of it. I used it for years after you turned me on to it. Thank you. It's very good for our business still at this point. And I think, we're going to see a slowdown, but it's not going to affect, it's really not going to affect us maybe for a couple of years. And, no matter what happens, the people are still migrating to Florida.
That's right.
You think it's bad everywhere that you are until you find out how bad it is elsewhere. And I'm from the Northeast, and I know how expensive it is up there.
Yep.
So coming down here, it's a breeze, and that's how we experienced that when we moved here many years ago. It was just astonishing as to how much less expensive it costs to live down here and purchase property and purchase lanais and patios and other things. So it's still going in a very good direction, even though interest rates are climbing. I'm sure you're seeing the same thing, Greg.
Yeah, I would definitely echo that. With everything that's been going on, our costs have been soaring, but so our prices have been going up because material costs have been going up. Everything's been going up, but we're still having probably one of our best years in business ever. People are still replacing air conditioning, still fixing air conditioning. You got to have it, so don't have much option.
Yeah.
No, you don't have any option whatsoever. I read an article where at one time, let's say about a year and a half ago, the approximate cost to ship a 40-foot container across the Pacific to the west coast of Florida was in the $21,000 range per container. And that price tag dropped to about the $7,000 range in the past couple of months. And so that sounds like a good thing. They're still moving the containers across, but then they hit the piers and they sit, and then I understand they implemented some significant fines if the container sits past a certain past its allotted time. I don't know what that time frame is or what the fines are, but when they implemented the fines, they said 70% of them containers were moved out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. That's
money
right.
talks, baby. Money talks.
Right.
You got the carrot or the stick, right? Which one do you want, the carrot or the stick, right?
Yeah, and in the Northeast where I'm from, a guy comes to you and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what? You answer that question quickly.
If you just joined us, we're talking with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, also Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Great examples of our local area business owners that take time out of their busy schedule, and they come in and they talk about different challenges affecting consumers, what's going on in the marketplace. And Fred, you were talking about affordability. Unfortunately, also one of the negatives and that's happening now in Florida is our insurance rates are kind of increasing. You've got Doug Levi. He's our expert contributor for all things insurance, strategic insurance. He's been talking about carrier after carrier going out of business, and unfortunately, people are forced into changing policies, and sometimes you get caught in situations where you're, working with companies that maybe, having higher rates than you previously had. Citizens is another one that kind of is that catch-all. But yeah, insurance and probably property values going up now, taxes to follow. Are you seeing that as well?
Yes. Of course, when I sell the cage, the next question that comes up is how well will it withstand a hurricane? And my specific answer is it's built to code. It's built to the certain wind load. And I joke around. In some cases, I'll say that your house roof will probably go away before the cage will go away. And that's not really a joke. That is typically a true statement. And then, of course, the next question comes up, will my insurance cover it? Well, in most cases, they'd cover a percentage of it, and you have to check with your carrier. But I do know of many, many cases where cages have been blown away, and when we replace them, the carriers typically have a certain percentage that they will pay for the aluminum structure as opposed to, say, the house roof or whatever. They do prorate the structures more so than they do other parts of the house. That's what I've seen. Every company operates differently. We had a claim at our house, and I'm with a very, very, very good insurance company, in my opinion. And nothing was prorated. Everything was 100%, and I really I enjoyed that. Even the screen room. I lost the screen room. A tree fell down, hit the screen room. So, every carrier is different. We are so fortunate to have a company such as Citizens. And I make the statement because one of our rental properties is covered by Citizens, and we've had 2 claims. And Citizens was very good to deal with, excellent to deal with.
Oh, and
my hat went off to them. Yeah, I'm very happy with Citizens. Where I live on the east side of I-75, and I purchased a townhome several years back just west of 75, and my standard carrier, very large carrier, they wouldn't cover it because they were not writing any business for properties west of I-75 because I-75 typically was built and designed as a water barrier should there ever be an overflow from Tampa Bay.
Interesting.
I found that very interesting. So if you're just west of 75, we had to go through Citizens on that one as well. And Citizens, they ask no questions. They insure it. It's amazing. It's if you try to calculate what goes on in the insurance industry, you'd spend weeks and weeks and weeks behind your calculator and trying to get everything figured out. Once you get that figured out, it'll all change one more time on you.
Yeah, exactly. Greg, same to you, man. What else are you seeing out there?
Well, it's been challenging. Like I had mentioned earlier, prices have just been going through the roof. Our equipment costs have pretty much doubled in the last year and a half, 2 years. So, customers are getting hit with the shock of what things cost now.
Yeah.
So we're, in spite of that, though, like I said earlier, we're having one of our best years ever. People are still doing things; they still need it. So we're, strongly recommending that, if the best thing you can do to avoid having to be hit with those high costs right now is just take good care of the system you've got. Get maintenance on it, get regular maintenance on it. Make sure you're catching those problems before they turn into having to replace a system or something like that is getting so expensive.
Yeah, it's challenging. And then you got, the labor force challenges that people have, the great resignation, that we saw through this government, sponsored, handouts essentially, through the pandemic. And then you got challenges with inflation, cost of a lot of different things going up, and, challenges I feel for that family out there that's still trying to, save a little bit of money, keep the groceries on the table, keep the food go and get the gas in the vehicles. It's tough, man. And I imagine in your industry too, Greg, you're seeing, we see it also. We notice a real estate, a little bit of a swing, a little bit of a slowdown in the real estate side. But we kind of welcome these as, I say we as, people that have been in the industry 10, 20 years now. We welcome these changes and these cyclical things that happen in our industry because it gets a lot of the people out that really shouldn't be in the industry in the first place. And I imagine you see that in your industry too.
I think that will be an effect of what's going on right now. Yes, I think there are the rising costs and the becoming more and more difficult to be profitable in the business. I think will weed out some of those that shouldn't be there. I think it will have a positive impact. Maybe not for a few years, but hopefully in the long run, it will definitely help clean up the industry, because that's definitely, we've talked about that on the show before, contracting in general. There are some issues, so it would definitely be helpful to weed out some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Fred Mew, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with our expert contributors, plus our feel-good story of the day. Christmas arrives early for some Tampa Bay area children. Right here, cool story coming up in our feel-good segment on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martin Gramatica, that is, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Super Bowl winner. Lifeguard Imaging, lifeguardimaging.com, saving lives through early detection.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. Yes, that's what we're doing at Lifeguard Imaging. You come in asymptomatic, and that's what we do. You're being proactive. You're coming in. We do a scan from the neck to the pelvis. It's a full body scan. It's a 3D image of every organ, and that's where 90% of the deadliest cancers are, in our mid-region. So we can see everything. But for your listeners, we have a real good special. We have a $599 value, absolutely complimentary. They can come in for a coronary artery scan, which will give you their calcium score, 100% complimentary for your people.
Very cool. Hey, take them up on that offer, 813-917-1894. Call or text, complimentary scan, 813-917-1894, and check them out online, lifeguardimaging.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals. If you're buying, selling, or investing, we would love to talk to you. We got a hot property listing here in South Tampa, 4220 West Pearl Avenue, commercial property. Great opportunity for that self-employed, that business owner, that contractor, maybe a lawn service type company. 4220 West Pearl Avenue in Tampa. This is a corner lot location in South Tampa, just south of Gandy. 1,200 square foot building on site, but you have almost over a half an acre corner lot, ample parking, located in beautiful South Tampa. Perfect opportunity for relocating a contractor or other type of business. 4220 West Pearl Avenue in Tampa. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Okay, so so Christmas arrives early for some Tampa Bay area children. It's not very often that you see Santa Claus in June, let alone him arriving at a hospital in a Bearcat armored vehicle along with the FBI SWAT team. But there has been a good reason for the visit. In the middle of the year, around June, July, their toy closets are bare, said Katie McCary. McCary is a guardian ad litem and spends most of her time in Tampa Bay area hospitals volunteering to love on and read to abused and abandoned babies in the NICU. She, along with the FBI Tampa's office and their Citizens Academy Alumni Association, started gathering toys to bring to kids in the Tampa Bay area. Quote, so all of these kiddos in the hospital that have been there in different situations, injuries, burns, cancer patients, abuse patients, do not have any toys, explained Katie, end quote. And 2,000 toys in all were dropped off in the Tampa General St. Joe's Hospital and Mary Lee's house, which is a safeguard refuge for children who have been sexually abused. The kids were overjoyed as they watched and waved from their windows. It was Christmas in June for some kids who could use a miracle and a smile. There you have it. There's our feel-good story of the day. Going back to the phone lines here, Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, as well as Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Now, fellas, every business, I always say, no matter what business you're in the people business. And I know you've got some great families involved with both of your businesses respectively. Greg, I want to start with you. Talk a little bit about, how you're treating your family, your company as a family business.
Oh, well, the family atmosphere is one of our key things that we drive home. I mean, we treat all of our employees like they are family. I take it pretty high regard for the fact that, our business is responsible for their livelihood. So, we are essentially taking care of them. They are our family, and we try and take care of them that way. I do also have family in the business. My daughter, Jordan, has been on the show. She's in the business. My mother-in-law and father-in-law both work in the business. My wife used to be, but she's home now taking care of our kids, so she's not, doing that anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's an important aspect of our business, and I think our customers appreciate that because we treat our customers like they're family too. Right. We want to take care of them and do well by them, and if you do that, then they will take care of you. So it's kind of just one of our guiding principles is to do everything as though we're doing it for family.
Yeah, absolutely. Same question to you, Fred.
Tampa Screens, family owned. Richard, Ricky, Danielle. That's father, son, and wife. And Richard's father started this business back in the '80s.
Wow.
So you're talking family. You're talking a tremendous track record. And then there's Diana, who works the phones, works up front. She should be family. She's been there long enough. And everybody in the place. Johnny's our draftsman. I brought some people over with me from the previous company that I worked with, and everybody's there. Everybody stays. Doesn't that tell you something? Everybody's happy.
Right.
And the thing about contracting, there's the biggest flaw in contracting is communication. That's where the money's lost. That's where the mistakes are made. Once you lose that communication, whether it's with between the salesman and the draftsman, whatever, or the salesman and the customer, draftsman, whoever, communication breakdown is specifically a very costly factor. And we work very well at that with Tampa Screens, just to continue to make sure that we communicate the best method that we can. Not every job is smooth. Not every job goes like a cookie cutter. There's flaws. There's mistakes. There's weather. There's materials that show up that are incorrect. Murphy's Law is out there, and the idea is to get through the problems. And the thing is, the problems. Let's say Richard. I always talk about Richard because Richard and I are probably about the same time frame in the business. He's a few years longer than me, but we think we've seen every problem. We think we've covered every problem until the next one comes along.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, you can't. You can't go into a tizzy when there's a problem because there's a solution.
That's right.
You've got to find the solution correctly. And communication. And with the customers, a customer will send me a text, an irate text about something that's, that they're not happy with, whatever. I don't respond by text. I call them. There's no way I'm going to respond by text. Whoa, what's wrong here? What happened? And they tell me the problem. I go, geez, we'll fix that. And the next thing you know, they're happy. They're very happy because we're going to fix it. People are apprehensive about contractors following up and following through and repairing things and fixing problems. But Tampa Screen's track record is just tremendous for that. I mean, if you pull up the reviews, and every now and then I pull them up, I try to give myself a little ego boost there, and I pull them up and I see my name in some of the reviews, and I think, wow, that's good. It's not just the money I make. It's all about being personable and having a good reputation in the business, and I enjoy that. I really do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Being able to keep the clients an educational approach. Greg, same to you. What are you seeing in that regard?
Well, I would just add a note to that about Fred saying about texting. I think that is because clients are so used to contractors not taking care of them that, and most people don't like confrontation, so it's easier to do it through text initially. But they're expecting to get a fight, and they're not expecting the contractor to do the right thing. It's rare in this industry to find companies willing, to do that, to take care of it and make it right. And that's why, customers in general just have an apprehensive nature about, that they're, oh, here I am, I'm going to get taken advantage of, is their feeling. So I think they really appreciate when they run into a company who's not operating that way.
Yeah. And Greg, tell us about the VIP program.
Our VIP program is basically our maintenance program. It's designed to protect your air conditioner and get the maximum efficiency, maximum life out of it. It really is essentially a free program. It does have a monthly fee, but the program is designed to lower your electric bill by keeping your air conditioning operating at its maximum efficiency. They've done numerous studies that have shown that your electric bill runs upwards of 30% higher if your air conditioner is not well maintained. Now, that's probably extreme cases, but we believe that at least 15% higher. So by keeping your equipment well maintained through our VIP program, it's essentially free. Those energy savings cover that monthly fee. But we come out twice a year, service your equipment, get it all the maintenance it needs, make sure there's nothing going on that's going to result in a high cost to you, and then we have some other great benefits: priority service, discounts, 20% discount on any additional work, and our VIP customers are our family, like we were talking about earlier, and that's how we treat them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And Fred, back to you. About 45 seconds. What's final thought?
Well, final thoughts, I tell everybody, make sure that the contractor's license, make sure that when you go into any project, whether it's air conditioning, screen enclosures, roof, whatever, ask a lot of questions. The more questions that you ask, the better you're going to feel when the job commences. I welcome the questions. If I forget to cover something and the customer asks me, we cover it. We have no surprises on the back end in most cases. I don't like surprises on the back end in the construction business.
Yep,
that's
good
about it.
That's good stuff, man. Well, hey, another great show. Greg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, family-run business, and same with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, local area business owners and businesses here supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. Appreciate you supporting the show. Reach out to our hotline. I'd love for you to maybe get signed up with the VIP program for Greg Bowman and maybe talk to Fred Muth about adding an addition at Tampa Screens and Aluminum, screen room, patio, lanai, pool cage, 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate you. And please go out there. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.
There you go.